Before the coffee even hit the table, the entire restaurant went silent. "Shout at me again," the waiter said quietly, his hands steady despite the tremor in his voice, "and this ends." No one expected those words to be aimed at the billionaire sitting in the corner booth, especially not from a man wearing a faded apron and a name tag that simply read Daniel. And before we go any further, if you've ever believed that dignity matters more than status, that kindness can come from the most unexpected places, pause for just a second. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with this story until the very end. Because what happens next changes lives, including Daniel's, and maybe even yours. The restaurant was one of those places people went to be seen. Crystal glasses. Low lighting. Prices that made you swallow hard before ordering. Daniel worked there 6 nights a week, memorizing faces, habits, moods. He was good at reading people. It was how he survived. To most customers, he was invisible. A background character. Someone you snapped your fingers at when water was low or food was late. But Daniel noticed everything, the way couples avoided eye contact when love was fading, the way lonely people lingered over dessert just to delay going home, the way powerful men often spoke the loudest to hide how small they felt inside. That night, the billionaire, Victor Hale, had arrived late, already angry. Victor was famous for acquisitions, hostile takeovers, and an ego so large it entered rooms before he did. The staff knew his reputation. Management had warned them, no mistakes, no delays, no attitude. Daniel took the order calmly. Steak, medium rare. Imported wine. Everything perfect. Or so he thought. When the plate arrived, Victor didn't even taste it. "This is overcooked," he snapped, loud enough for nearby tables to hear. "Do you people hire anyone competent anymore?" Daniel apologized immediately. He offered to replace it. He kept his voice respectful. But Victor wasn't interested in solutions. He wanted dominance. "I said medium rare. Are you deaf?" Victor raised his voice, eyes cold. "Or just stupid?" The word landed harder than the insult itself. Daniel felt it sink into places he kept buried: long nights, unpaid bills, the memory of his daughter asking why he worked so much but still worried about money. Daniel had been many things in his life before becoming a waiter. He had been a husband once. A man with plans. And most importantly, a father. His daughter, Lily, was 12. Bright. Curious. The kind of kid who asked questions adults avoided. After her mother passed away, Lily became Daniel's reason for waking up every morning. Every double shift, every aching foot, every swallowed insult, it was all for her. Victor leaned forward, voice dripping with contempt. "Hurry it up. I don't have all night to wait on failures." That's when Daniel said it. "Shout at me again," he warned, not loud, not dramatic, "and this ends." Gasps rippled through the room. A manager froze near the bar. Other diners stared. No one spoke to Victor Hale like that. No one. Victor laughed, sharp and humorless. "You think you have leverage," he said. "You're a waiter. I could buy this place and fire you before dessert." Daniel nodded slowly. "You could," he said. "But you won't shout at me again." For a moment, something unexpected happened. Victor hesitated. Not because he feared Daniel, but because something in Daniel's eyes didn't look weak. It looked tired. Firm. Unmovable. Victor scoffed and waved him away. "Get the manager," he said. Daniel did, but not before quietly taking the plate back to the kitchen. As he walked, his hands shook. He knew what he'd risked. His job. His stability. Lily's security. The manager apologized profusely to Victor, comped the meal, offered free wine. Daniel was sent home early. No yelling. No scene. Just a quiet dismissal. That night, Daniel sat at their small kitchen table, bills spread out, Lily doing homework nearby. "Dad," she said gently, "you're really quiet." He smiled at her. "Just tired, kiddo." She studied him for a moment, then said something that stayed with him forever. "You know, even if you lose your job, I'm still proud of you." Daniel swallowed hard. He turned away so she wouldn't see his eyes fill. The next morning, Daniel was called into work. Not to be fired, but to meet Victor Hale. Victor stood by the window, city skyline behind him. He didn't look angry this time. He looked reflective. "I did some research," Victor said without turning around. "You've been here 8 years. No complaints. You work doubles. You never miss shifts." Daniel said nothing. Victor finally faced him. "Why did you stand up to me?" Daniel answered honestly. "Because my daughter's watching the kind of man I am. And I can't teach her self-respect if I don't have any myself." The room felt different after that. Quieter. Heavier. Victor nodded slowly. "My father used to say something like that," he said. "He was a waiter too." "I forgot." Victor didn't apologize outright. He didn't need to. Instead, he did something unexpected. He offered Daniel a chance. Victor was opening a foundation focused on fair wages and worker dignity in the service industry. He wanted someone who understood the ground level. Someone real. Daniel didn't become rich overnight. His life didn't magically turn perfect. But his path changed. He found his voice again. His confidence. And Lily saw firsthand what it meant to stand firm without becoming cruel. Months later, Daniel returned to the restaurant, not as a waiter, but as a guest. He sat quietly, grateful, grounded. When a young server nervously spilled water near him, Daniel smiled and said, "It's okay. Take your time." Because power doesn't come from shouting. It comes from knowing who you are, and refusing to let anyone take that away. If this story moved you, reminded you of your worth, or made you see people a little differently, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs the reminder. Sometimes the strongest voices are the calmest ones. And sometimes, one quiet warning is enough to change everything.